All right. So last class we were talking about the camera shots. Who remembers how many different camera shots there are total? Skylar, how many total camera shots are there? Skylar.
10.
Did you not hear the question, dear? How many camera shots are there? Emma, help her out. Skylar wasn't paying attention.
I don't really.
Guys, even if you don't know, you can look back in your notes because we literally covered it. It's on the same thing you're looking at right now. Michael, help them out.
But it's not loading.
Y'all are killing me right now. Yeah, y'all remember the fact I said that this is recorded? There you go. It's 10. Good. So there are 10 main camera shots since Skylar didn't remember and couldn't remember any of them. And there are 10. As we move forward, okay, as our camera moves closer and closer to whatever our subject or our main character is, we're providing more and more what? What are we providing for the viewer? More and more what? Come on, give me hands. Cappy.
Detail.
Good. More and more detail, more and more information for the viewer. Now, even though there are only 10 camera shots, okay, even though there are only 10, when we mix them and combine them together, we get even more, okay? That's going to multiply even more on top of that when we add the camera angles, okay? Now, the camera angles are the angle at which the camera is pointing at whatever your subject matter is, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to start by looking at those right now. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is a horizon angle, okay? A horizon angle. How do we create a horizon angle? Remember, we're going to put bullet points in here, and the purpose is why it's used, okay? But this is a great example of a horizon angle. This comes from what my personal opinion and what a lot of people in the world who actually know about movies will tell you as well. This is from the greatest movie of all time, Casablanca. Okay? A horizon angle is when the camera is at a level plane with the horizon, or a level plane from the ground that you're shooting at, okay? So it's basically nice, flat, and even. So created by, camera placed at a level plane with the horizon, okay? Now, the purpose of this shot is, and why we use this and why this is used so often, is that because it makes it clean, okay? That's what we're creating here. We're creating a nice, crisp, clean shot by using this angle, okay? You're going to see this a lot when the cameraman or the director wants everything in the shot to be in focus, or like everything in the shot is necessary to tell the story, okay? It's very, very clean, okay? And you can see from all the different characters in here, we've got 5 different people in this actual shot. All of them, it's a nice, clean, clear, easy, attractive looking video picture, okay? Our next angle is called a high angle, okay? It is created by what? Look at the picture and tell me how this is created. Sid, look at the picture and tell me how this one is created.
By filming from over the subject?
Good. Camera is placed high above the subject, looking down. So that's what we're going to put by created by. Camera is placed above the subject, looking down. Now, it doesn't need to be straight down, but the more obvious that it's a downward angle, the more powerful this shot becomes and the more purposeful it becomes, okay? What's the purpose of this? Well, right here in our example here, this is from the first Avengers movie, right, Vincent? Now, this is you got Thor and Captain America here. These are some pretty big, bad, bold dudes, right? These are some big guys, right? One's a god, for goodness sake, and one is, I mean, Captain America, super soldier type guy, okay? But because of the angle that the camera is placed as we're looking down upon them, do these look like big, powerful, intimidating guys? Cassidy Wade, do these look like big and powerful, intimidating type guys?
Nope.
No, in fact, that's the purpose of this shot. It's to make your subject or your main characters look small and weak. That's our purpose. So we're going to type that in there in that blank. Use to make your subject or main character look small and weak. Small and weak. Okay? Use to make your main character look small and weak. Now, if this is a high angle and it's used to make our subjects look small and weak, then if we reverse this, what's our next angle going to be, Pixie?
A low angle.
A low angle shot. So we're going to more than likely have, at least by common sense, we're going to probably going to have an opposite effect on all of this. And that's what we're going to look at here. So our third angle for our camera is called a low angle. Okay, it's a low angle. Christian, how do we create a low angle shot? Look at the picture. How do we create a low angle shot?
By putting the camera below the subjects.
And point it where?
And point it up.
There you go. So it's created by placing the subject directly. And this one, I want you to actually put that word in there. Used by putting the camera directly below the subject and pointing up or looking up, I guess would be a better way to say that. Okay. Now, if in a high angle shot, we made our main characters look small and weak, in a low angle shot, what's going to happen to our main characters in this one, Emma?
They're gonna look like big and strong.
There you go. Good. They're going to look big, strong, and powerful. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen or have an understanding of Brad Pitt, but he is not exactly a big person, okay? He's small, he's skinny, not exactly intimidating, okay? But you put him in this kind of picture, in this kind of angle, and he looks much bigger and much more powerful, okay? So if I need to exaggerate that with my main characters, I'm able to do so using this angle, okay? Everybody with me? Any questions so far? All right, you guys are doing awesome. Keep it up. All right, so we've got horizon, where our camera is pointed flat and straight out. Okay, level plane with the horizon, level plane with our shot. High angle, where our camera is placed high above, shooting downwards. Low angle, okay, where our camera is going to be placed below, looking up. And our next angle is called the oblique angle. Okay, now this is the last of our quote unquote camera angles. Now the oblique angle is also known as the Dutch angle, and how this is created is pretty simple. Okay, it's created by taking your camera and tilting it to the side at a 45-degree angle. Okay, tilting the camera on its side to a 45-degree angle. So that means we're not turning it completely over. We're turning it about halfway across. Okay, so if you look at the picture here, this is from the first Thor movie, and we were to trace the horizon, which is this ground line of the bridge, you can see that this is almost exactly at a 45-degree angle. Okay. Now, the purpose of this is, to be quite honest with you, it doesn't really have an actual, physical directorial purpose. It's, in all honesty, it's used to just look cool. Okay. It makes your shot look cool. It makes it look different. It makes it look more unique. Now, we've got 4 main camera angles and we got all those 10 different shots. Okay. That means when you mix them together, you're going to get a greater number of shots and a greater number of variety. And like we said before, the more variety in what we put into our movie, the more interesting it'll be for the viewer, the more they'll want to go see it. And that's our whole point. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to look at, still talking about angles, but these ones are going to be not the camera angle, but rather the subject, in this case, human angles or face angles. Okay. Now, there are three face angles. Uno, dos, tres. 3 face angles. Okay. Now, under each one that pops up, I just want you to describe it. Okay. Because each one's going to have a different purpose, I guess, basically. Okay. Now, our first face angle is called a front face angle. Okay. And in a front face angle, okay, we're going to type this in. Okay. Make sure you have this. A front face angle is going to show both ears. Type this in, comma, both ears, comma, both eyes, comma, both nostrils, Nostrils, both nostrils, and the full jawline of the main character. Okay? That means basically if it's front face, it is literally straight on. Okay? Just like I'm looking at you guys, straight on in your camera shot. Okay? This is, and we're going to put a second bullet here, guys. This is a mildly or medium attractiveness shot. So this is the, I guess, second best way to make your face look good. Okay? Straight on is pretty good, but you can do different things with your face to make it appear better. Like, for example, number 2, the 3/4 profile. Now, the 3/4 profile, Skylar, are you okay, honey? Are you sure? Okay. The 3/4 profile, you're going to see one ear, both eyes, one nostril, and 3/4 of the jawline. 3/4 of the jawline. I want you to put these next 2 things down too, because these are important. The next bullet, this is also known as the interview angle. When you're conducting an interview on video with somebody, this is 9.9 times out of 10 gonna be the angle that we want to put them into, because our second bullet for this, it is the most attractive angle for the human face. The most attractive angle for the human face. Okay? So that's why I keep myself in a front face angle, because it's only mildly. If I was to put my face into a 3/4 profile, y'all couldn't handle it, because this is just too pretty, right? So I have to keep it at like medium level, because I don't want anybody to just, mind get blown. So I stay in that front face angle because I don't want to mess with nobody. But if I was to, here it comes. No, if I was to do it, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to mess with nobody. If I was to put that face into that front or that 3/4 profile, it'd be too hard for y'all to handle. Okay? So that's why I stay like this, because 3/4 profile is just, it's the most attractive way to show the human face. Okay. And it would just be too much for y'all. Too much. This is just too pretty. Too pretty. All right. Now, our third and final one. Whoops, that ain't it. There you go. Our third and final is called the profile angle. Okay. And the profile angle, how is it created? Subject's head is turned completely to the side. Okay, completely to the side. Next bullet, that means we can see one ear, one eye, one nostril, and half of the jawline. One ear, one eye, one nostril, and half of the jawline. Now, I picked this picture for a specific reason. When I created this the first time, when I created this lesson the first time, I went online and I looked at, there are literally scientific measurements to judge intrinsic beauty of a face, okay? And the biggest way to judge is, the most common way to judge it is symmetry. When people look at a human face, they judge it by symmetry. And usually, you know, that's how they judge by, I mean, unconsciously, that's how they judge who is the most attractive or who they would find attractive, okay? So when you apply those theories and ideas to, say, Hollywood stars and stuff like that, you know, celebrities, Emma Watson's face comes up 9 times out of 10. She's in the top 5 in pretty much every list, okay? So it doesn't really matter if you find her personally attractive, it's an intrinsic type of thing, okay? So I took her face and I found it in a complete profile angle. And the reason being is I took somebody who is arguably one of the more attractive people in the world and put her face in the least attractive angle. And you can look at it and see that it doesn't do good things for her. Okay, it doesn't do good things for really anybody. When you're shooting in a profile angle, it is not an attractive way to look at it, because what it does is it focuses on, and you're going to want to put this down for that bullet, I guess focuses is the best word, but it highlights. That's what I want, not focuses. It highlights imperfections or flaws. Okay. In this case, the way this looks right now, it looks like she has, it's pointing to it that makes her look like she has, like, her ears are itty bitty tiny. It shows that her her cheekbones, which on women are typically more prominent, are not so much on hers. Her nose ends up being into a pointy kind of situation here. Okay. But she is, you know, I took one of the off of the list, man, went off of that. Arguably one of the most attractive people in the world as far as celebrities go. But then when you put them in this kind of angle, it's not an attractive situation. Okay. So that's why we do that. Okay. So this is the least likely one that we want to put somebody in a film or in any kind of video. This is the one that we choose least. Okay. Number 1, number 2, number 3, as far as rankings go. 3/4 profile is your best, then front face, then profile. Okay, so when you're thinking about how you want your subject to look or your main character to look in this, we're going to base it on those ideas. Okay. Okay. Now, when we were looking at, and this part you're not going to need to really write down, I just wanted to put this in here for you. This is called a framing height guide. And what this does is, if you look at it in the image here, you can see the cutoff points, okay, to determine your depth shots. A full shot, that means it's way down here. I'm showing from head to toe. If it's a 3/4 shot, my cutoff point is at the knees. So that's from the knees up. Medium shot from the waist up. So that means it'd be cut off at that point. Medium close up from the chest up. Close up from the neck up. Extreme close up, zoomed in onto some specific physical feature of that human face. Okay? Now that we know the different shots, okay, and we know the different angles, okay, and we know by combining them we get a great more variety out of it, okay. How do we make our shots look as good as possible? Okay, so what we're going to go over now are the 2 shot composition rules. Who knows what the word composition means? Who can explain composition? What does the word composition mean? Or how about this? What is its root word? We'll pull a little language arts class on us here. Click the hands up for me. Maeve, what do you got, honey? What's the root word of composition?
Calm.
Is that a word? Is calm a word? So when we're looking for a root word, we're actually looking for the word. Composition. What word does that sound like? What's the root word for that? Zane?
Position.
Position. That's a very good guess. Okay, and it goes with part of it. Danielle?
Compose.
Compose. So the root word is compose. All right. Compose means to make something. You with me? Position, obviously, like Zane was saying, as the suffix is describing where and how things are put together. Okay. So shot composition means how your image, what you see on your camera, how all that is made, how it's all composed, how it's all created, okay? So it has to do with all the things that you have in your shot, from background items, midground, foreground items, your subject or main character, and where those things are placed, okay? Now, there are only 2 shot composition rules that we focus on. The rest of them, I think, stifle creativity. So we don't really focus on them. But for us, there are 2 main shot composition rules, and these are hard and fast, and you have to follow them. Okay? Hard and fast, and you have to follow them. And our first one is called the rule of thirds. Okay? Look at the image that you see here in the picture. Okay? The rule of thirds. Everything inside of the blue frame is our shot. Okay, it's our picture. Okay. Everything that's in the picture is what composes the picture, or the composition of the art. Okay, the composition of the photo. In this case, a brick wall. It looks like a sidewalk, and then an athlete running. Okay. All the subjects or things in the shot make up the picture. Now, the rule of thirds specifically focuses on the subject. So looking at the image, Ethan, what's our main focus? What's the main character or the subject of this particular shot?
The athlete.
I'm sorry, your microphone cut out there.
The athlete.
Outstanding, good, the athlete. So she is our subject. Now, the rule of thirds is simple. Can you guys see the those faint lines that are drawn across the picture? Okay. You'll notice that those faint lines divide the shot into thirds, both vertical thirds, that would be up and down, okay, and horizontal thirds. Does this make sense? The rule of thirds says that your subject should always be on one of the two vertical thirds in your picture. So what common mistake with photography or video is this saying is a bad thing? What is the thing that everybody seems to do that this is saying, nope, that's bad? Chidi?
They put it in the middle of the frame?
Exactly. A lot of people, especially novice photographers, will make the biggest mistake of their shot, and that is to always try and put their subject, whoever their main subject or their main character is, directly in the center of the frame. Okay? And that is a big no-no. Okay? As far as shot composition rules and making your shot look as good as it possibly can, that is against the number one rule, the rule of thirds. Instead of putting our subject right in the middle, we want to put them onto one of the two, just like you see here, one of the two vertical thirds. Okay? One of the two vertical thirds. Okay? One of the main reasons why is when you try and put things in the middle, it's almost impossible to get it perfect. And for some people, the viewers, they can see that it's not directly in the middle. Like, look at me in your camera. I am trying very hard to stay perfectly in the center. But the problem is, even from when I breathe, or if I shift my weight even just a little bit, I move out of the center. So if my goal to have a good picture is to have me perfectly in the center, it's not something that's going to be attainable. And the problem with that is it makes your shot look just a little bit off. You know what I mean? Your brain might not even be able to figure out what it is, but you're like, I don't really like that. Something weird about that shot. It looks a little bit weird. It looks a little bit off. So in order to fix it, what we do is we over exaggerate it. So instead of trying to keep me in the trying to keep me in the center, which isn't possible, I'm going to put myself onto one of the two vertical thirds. And as a composition goes, it makes my photo look better. Do we all see this? So no matter what shot you take, and I want you to really try and remember this, practice this. You guys take pictures of everything. Your whole lives are lived on social media and taking crap and pictures of stuff. Okay? Try this. Try this. Always make sure whatever you're taking a picture of is on one of the two vertical thirds. Okay? Always. And you will be surprised at how many more likes you get when you post this stuff. Because isn't that, in the grand scheme of things, what the world really wants? I mean, isn't that what we're really working towards, Michael? Getting the most likes on social media. I mean, that's what life is all about, right? Exactly. That's what I thought. Now, you can't just go and put your subject on either one of the vertical thirds, though. There's a rule as to which one it needs to be on. And the rule is simple. Whatever way the subject is facing, even if it's slightly, so you see how my head is just slightly turned? You always put them on the opposite vertical third. So if we're looking at our subject here of this female athlete, she is looking to the right, which means I'm going to put her on the opposite vertical third. Now it looks like she's running into the shot, and it makes the shot look better. Imagine, and do this, take your hand and cover up that right vertical third. Okay? And close it up to where your hand is basically touching her knee, the one that's up. So now it looks like we're on a third, but we're on the right third instead of the left third. What does it look like our runner is about to do? Sid?
Run out of the frame.
Exactly. Run right out of the frame. Okay? And plus, even if she isn't running out of the frame, even if you think at it like that, like where it's almost like a wall, it looks like she's about to run into something. Okay? Because the edge of your shot is there. So it's a much more attractive shot to put your subject on the third opposite the way they're facing. Okay? So that's our goal. You guys, homework, social media, take some pictures of things, but follow this rule. Follow this rule. You guys have homework. Go home and take pictures and put them on social media. Okay? There's your homework tonight. I know it's hard for you, but go home, take some pictures, post them on social media, or go into your camera roll and start editing some of them. Trim them, move them around so that your subject is on one of the two vertical thirds, and put them on the vertical third opposite the way they're facing. And you will be surprised at how much better your photographs look. Okay? It's shocking. Something that simple. Okay? So that's our first composition rule, the rule of thirds. Can you guys remember that for me? Cappy, you got a question, buddy?
I just have a question. This is completely off topic, but is that right leg photoshopped?
This shot?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, not that I'm aware of. I can't. It's not green screened. She's not photoshopped in front of the wall. It looks like it's honestly just a regular photo. Now, I'm sure it might be enhanced as far as coloring goes, but it looks like it's a legitimate photo. All right, so there's our first rule, the rule of thirds. Can you guys remember this? Daniel, you got it? All right, it's a pretty simple rule, but it's hard to break that habit of trying to put stuff right in the middle, man. It's hard to break that habit. And our second composition rule is called filling the frame. Okay, this one I took from the new Mulan movie, but this is it's right about the waist, so this is a medium shot. Okay, it's a medium shot, but you can see that Mulan is on the left vertical third, so she's not in the center, right? Or pretty darn close. She's on the left vertical third. She's on the left third because she is facing to the what? Slightly to the what? Cassidy Wade, she's facing slightly to the what?
Right.
To the right. So because she's turned slightly to the right, we want her on the left vertical third. Okay? Now, that's how rule of thirds works with this. Filling the frame means that your subject is going to dominate the frame itself, okay? It means your subject is as big as it can possibly get in this shot. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm cut off at the waist, it's a medium shot, then that head should be dang near all the way to the top of the frame, okay? Now, when you do that, you're making your shot look more powerful, more dynamic, okay? And it allows the viewer to take in the maximum amount of details, okay? Because remember, that's what we said this is all about, okay? Providing details or telling the story to the viewer, okay? Kids' biggest problems, two biggest problems when they take pictures are literally the composition rules. You always try and put somebody in the dang center, and you always take it from too crapping far away. Is this a good picture of me? I mean, look at my head barely, I can't even touch the top of the frame. You've got all this wasted space within the frame. Okay, look, from here to here, wasted. From here, here, wasted. All this up here, wasted. That means that's information that, or space that could be used by the director to help tell the story. Okay? This is a much better shot. I am filling the frame. This is a neck up. This is a close up. Okay? It's more powerful. It's more dynamic. You can view more details out of it. Fill the frame. Y'all take too many pictures from too crapping far away. Get right up in their grill. I'm not saying like this, but like, you know what I'm saying? Get right up in there. Let them see the details. It is a more powerful, more dynamic way to take an image. Okay? So our 2 rules. In order to make our shots look as best as possible, 2 simple rules. Rule of thirds. Subject is on the opposite third that they are facing. They're aligned on the vertical third rather than in the center. And lastly, filling the frame. It's filled up. It's big, it's powerful. It's as close as you can get. By the way, I can't wait for this movie to come out. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Mulan. My daughter loves it. She thinks it's amazing. So that means I have seen it probably about 75 times. But I can't wait for this to come out. I think it's going to be awesome looking. Now, here's what we're going to do. We've got about 20 minutes. Now, in these 20 minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to watch that trailer again, the one that we started with. Okay? We're going to watch that trailer, and as we're going through it, I'm going to pause it. You with me? And I'm going to randomly call on people. And I want you, and you can use your notes if you have to, but what I want you to do is I want you to try and tell me the type of camera shot it is and the type of camera angle. And we'll ask you some other questions like, does it meet the composition rules? Okay, let's see how you guys do. Well, play, come on now. What's the deal here? All right, video. We'll play it from here instead.
Is this the real life?
Let me out of here, Donald, please.
Let me have you about that! Is this just...
All right, now, looking at our shot, where's our cutoff point? Hudson, where's our cutoff point? Where's the bottom of my frame?
The chest?
Yep, right at the chest, or it's kind of technically, I guess, in between the chest and the neck, but I would go with chest on that. So because shot is cut off at the chest, okay, that makes this what title shot?
Close up.
No, not a close-up. If it was a close-up, it would be up here at her neck.
A
Or
medium
further down
close-up?
at the chest. There you
Oh,
go. It's a
medium.
medium close-up. Okay. Now, is the camera shot straight at her? Emma's saying no. Allison's saying no. Allison, what's the angle of this shot then?
It's like a little lower.
Good. So what do we call it? A camera
Low
shot
angle.
where the camera is
Low
lower.
angle.
There you go. So this is a medium close-up with a low angle. See how that works, guys? That's how we can identify this. Now, compositionally, is she in the center of the frame? Nope. What vertical third is she on? Michael?
The right vertical?
Perfect. The right vertical third. What way is she facing? Zane? What way is her head turned?
To the left.
To the left, which means she should be on the right vertical third. So is she on the correct vertical third? Is she in the right place, Cheaty? Absolutely. Good job. All right, so we're going to play again, and I'm just going to keep pausing it. Let's see how you guys do. Oh, come on.
Fantasy. Caught in a lens.
There. All right, what do we see here? What do we see here? Where's it cut off at, Maeve? At the what?
The chest area,
Roughly, is it closer to the chest or the neck?
the neck.
Yeah, so this is going to be a close-up, okay? So this is going to be our close-up shot. Now, what camera angle is this? Is the camera straight, up, down, oblique? Which one is it? Go ahead, Maeve.
Straight.
So this is a horizon. So this is a close-up with a horizon angle. You guys with me so far? Now let's look at composition rules. Is Will Smith in the center of the frame? Maeve, I'm going to stay with you until we get done with this one. Is he at the
No.
center of the frame?
No.
No, he's not. So he's on one of the vertical thirds, right?
Yes.
Is he on the correct vertical third, though?
No.
No. He should be on the left vertical third. Because he's facing to the right, he should be on that left vertical third. It looks like he's either A, about to leave the frame, or fall out of it completely. Now, is he filling the frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty close. You can't tell where the top of the frame is, mostly because of the shadow, but the top of the frame is like right here. So it's pretty darn close. All right, let's see what we got here.
No escape from reality. From reality.
Ah, come on. Too far.
No escape from reality.
All right, here we go. Where are we at? Vincent.
Yeah. We're at
Yeah,
the right
what?
side.
That's not
Did
the
you-
question I asked.
What did you ask?
Well, I think we need to stay focused here. What's our shot? What's our cutoff point?
The chest.
Good, so that makes this A.
I have to get.
You've got the notes in front of you, buddy. I don't know why they're away.
I do.
Which one is this, guys?
Medium close up.
Good job. So this is a medium close-up. Okay, is it straight on, above, or below? Or 45 degrees?
Straight on.
So this is a horizon angle, okay? So this is a medium close-up with a horizon angle. Now, looking at my subject, what face angle is he in? Zane?
Full phase.
It's close to a full face, but I could see how, like, if I didn't pause this in the wrong spot, like, try and get it in the right spot, but it's close to a 3/4 profile, so it's in that range there. Okay.
I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous.
All right. What shot is this? Christian Melendez. What do you got for me, buddy?
Would it be an over-the-shoulder shot?
Ding, 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 ding. It would be an over-the-shoulder shot. Congratulations. Johnny, tell him what he's won. It is an over-the-shoulder shot. What's the purpose of an over-the-shoulder shot? Jules,
To
what's the
show,
purpose?
Like, a conversation.
Oh, sorry, never mind. To show conversation, okay? Show conversation between us.
Just people on the planet. They're bad guys. Worst of the worst.
Open the gate. My time has come. Send shivers down my spine.
Was this cheerleading trials?
All the time.
Another over-the-shoulder shot there.
Hi, boys.
Hi, boys.
Goodbye, everybody.
Dead shot. Shoots people.
There we go. Okay. Low angle shot. It's going to make him look even bigger and
He's a
more
crocodile,
powerful.
man. He eats people, burns people. You're possessed by a witch. She's just crazy.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
This is the deal.
What do we see here? Here's a toughie. Here's a tough one. Give me somebody different. Give me somebody different. Aaron, go ahead.
Establishing shot.
Well, not establishing. We're not far enough out. It's not an extreme long. It's a what? It's not an extreme long. It's a long shot. Good. But it's a long shot with a very specific angle.
Oblique.
There you go. Good. It's an extreme or a long shot with an oblique angle. Let's see what we got here. That's frightening looking. Okay. High angle shot, but again, long shot with a high angle. Let's see what else we got here. I guess that's about it. But you can see, guys, in these, now obviously we didn't stop at all of them, but there are lots of different camera shots and angles that are used. And by using such a variety, it makes our stuff look more interesting, and that's where we were now. Okay, so at this point, everybody should have your guided note-taking activity completed, correct? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna go into Canvas. You might need to actually close that document though. I don't know if it'll let you do it while it's open. You might have to close that document. So close your Google Drive doc and probably your Google Drive. Go into the assignment, or go into our class rather. Go into modules. Go into our guided note-taking activity. Okay. And then right here where mine says this, yours will say submit assignment. Follow these directions to submit them correctly. Okay, because if they're not submitted correctly, I can't see them and I can't grade them. Okay, so take the next, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to make sure you submit it accurately and correctly.